Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be reviewing a 2022 Kia Carnival SX Prestige. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with the Carnival. Check out the inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, I just released my car buying course, so if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to that in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 290 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. And this powertrain is standard across the lineup. Now let's go over the front end of the Carnival. So first off, you've got the Kia logo there, and the center, the new stylized Kia logo. It looks great. This one has beautiful white metallic paint, as you can see. And I love the body lines here on the hood. Definitely gives it kind of like a more squared off appearance. So this looks more like an SUV from a front end perspective rather than a minivan. And then coming down below, you can see the LED accent lights. It almost looks like they took some inspiration from Land Rover actually, and it turned out really good. Now you can see here with the projector bulbs, and then we have more lights here in the center. Lots of light action happening. And then I love the coloration here with the whole front grille, how that's all stylized. You notice the camera there just down below. Parking sensors here on the front end. And then we have some silver trim here in the fog light area and then down below. And yeah, there is the front end. And again, look at it right from this angle. Looks like an SUV. Coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear. And it's kind of hard to see, so we'll get a little bit closer. You can see the wheels are darker in coloration, which contrasts nicely with the white paint on this particular Carnival. And then I love how they've stylized the fender here on the side. And then notice with the mirror how you've got the two-tone design with the white here on the top and then the black there on the bottom. And then notice the trim here on top of the door handles. That's another cool touch. And then notice this line continues all along the side into the area where the door actually goes through. And then you can see the trim just down below. And again, if we look at it from a side view perspective, it looks like an extended SUV. Again, they've really made this look like an SUV rather than a minivan from a stylistic perspective. Now here's our key fob. Notice the Kia logo there at the bottom. We've got a bunch of functions here on the side, including the lock, unlock, and then the opening here for the hatch. Then you guys saw the remote start and then the door opening controls. So if we hold this down, we can see the hatch opening up. And first off, in normal van fashion, or I should say multi-purpose vehicle fashion, you can see you've got the storage space down here. Notice we have an outlet here in the back, and then we have storage here on the sides. And then I love how the seats are very nicely labeled. So if you want to throw it on the seats or if you want to have someone help you out, then boom, you got a label right there, and everything's also labeled here too. So like we've got like multiple labels, so it's really easy to kind of use everything. And yeah, that's everything for the back. So when you're done, you can just press this and it'll lower it right back down. Now again, you can use the key fob or you can just grab the handle and that will open up the door here. And then also there's a bunch of adjustability here on the seat. So you can see you can adjust it forward right there and then side to side as well. So that's another cool feature. And then look how nice these seats are. You can see the padding here at the top and then the perforations here in the center portion. And popping in, notice this one has these screens here in the back. So you guys gotta look at my ugly face for a second. Hello. But yeah, screens for the kids. That's definitely a nice thing to have. The power buttons just there at the top. And then there's legroom. And then you guys can see headroom as well. Now it's got a couple cup holders. And then we've got the outlets right there. And then notice we've got more controls here on the center portion of the seat. And notice the seats are actually, you've got more adjustments here. So like, there's just a million adjustments here on the seats. Like, it's craziness happening. And also we've got the armrests. Notice we have a sunshade here in the rear. Trust me, it never ends. Sunroof here for the back passengers. Climate controls also, as you can see over there on that side. So anyways, I squeezed myself here into the third row. Notice we've got some USB action happening here. Cup holders, more USB action happening. And, you know, this is a little bit more cramped for an adult, but, you know, a kid could fit back here very, very comfortably. And, well, look at that view. Let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. You can see here with the padding all over. And then I love the look of the door handle. We've got the memory seat function right there. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then all of our window controls right here, the door lock and unlock, and then the mirror adjustment. And then you can see here for the speaker for the sound system. Notice it says Carnival down below. And then here's the front seat again, and then notice the perforations. Definitely nice from an aesthetic perspective. Got your adjustments on the side of the seat. Then pedal layout just down below. And then notice here for the doors, right? You've got that for the trunk, and then you can turn the power door off if you want. Lane departure, stability control, you can see the trim and the stitching. And the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You can see here with the padding all around, and then the stitching there on the center portion. It does have adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. And you can see here, over here on the other side, you've got the voice command controls, volume controls, all that fun stuff. Turn signal light stock. Then we have our windshield wiper stock, and well, there's the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster, which in normal Kia fashion is really cool because it's a full digital readout. Anyways, you can scroll through a couple different menus, see different bits of info here on the Carnival, and unlike other minivans, it actually has drive modes. So notice we got normal, eco, sport. Yes, we have a sport mode in a multi-purpose vehicle. Smart as well. But yeah, it's cool that it actually changes with the different drive modes. I love the sport mode animation. That one's the coolest. Like, look at that. Again, just boom. So yeah, that's the center stack. Now here's the infotainment system. First off, we pop it into reverse. We do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel. And then you got the different camera viewpoints like the side. And when you pop it into drive, it pops on the front camera, and then notice the lines there. So from a camera perspective, very good. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, first off, you can see response time with this. It's great. Press the home button there at the top, and then response time with the rest of the screen also fantastic. Notice we got the sounds of nature, which is very important. Always got to mention it. Rear climate. Notice we have a passenger view, so we can press this, and we can see the rear passengers. And you have passenger talk as well, so you don't have to strain your voice yelling at your kids when they're fighting with each other in the back seat. And so overall, great infotainment system, and I'm glad that it has view and passenger talk. And I love how like you can access, like I love how it's like side by side. That's just, trust me, if you have kids, you'll understand why that's important. Notice we got the vents down below, and then this trim that continues all across the dash. You can see the padding there on the dash. And then we've got our analog controls here for like the infotainment system and the radio. And it's cool, like you just press it and then it actually like, that's what pops up. I don't know, it's cool. Same thing with the buttons down here. So you actually like press the actual buttons to change things. And I don't know, it just has a cool futuristic type feel to it. Got the climate controls right here. You can sync all the climate zones if you want. Got some charging ports down below there. And then you can see here, we've got our wireless, well, hard to see, wireless phone charger right there. Shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission. It does have a manual shift function. Drive mode select, parking brake, auto hold, and then we have our heated and cooled seat control right here. Heated steering wheel. This is for the parking sensors, and then the camera function to turn it on or off. And then more storage space here with the center console. Definitely practical from a storage space perspective. Moving on, we have the glove box. So you can see storage space within that. And then popping here to the top, you can see we've got a sunroof here. And then that controls for the sunroof, and then you can see the mirror as well. Letter colored headliner, and there you go. So here's our window sticker for the Carnival SX Prestige. Feel free to freeze frame if you want to read all of the standard equipment here with the Carnival. And then this is with the Prestige package, and this is the optional equipment on this particular one. And then after all options, $49,475 is the total price. Let's take it out for a test drive of sorts. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off on our test drive of sorts. There's visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, show blind spot, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And well, let's set off on this. And also screens, definitely interesting. Well, so Kia Carnival. This one's interesting because again, Kia has been advertising this as an MPV, multi-purpose vehicle. They don't want to call it a minivan. And you know, how they've styled this definitely doesn't make it look like a minivan. But we all know this is a minivan, which is okay. Minivans are great. And like I said, this is a test drive of sorts. I'm just trying to do stuff to show you guys, like, you know, the camera system in action and how that all works. And you can also see, like, in a parking lot, you know, how tight everything is. And maybe you can also see, hey, is Ben Hardy a good driver or not? But steering's super light, so that's great. I love the look of the gauge cluster so much. I'm just gonna pop it into sport mode, even though we can't really use sport mode. Kind of get on it a little bit. Yeah, it's torquey. That V6 is torquey. This is a great powertrain for a minivan. Doing a naturally aspirated V6, 8-speed automatic transmission, that's super smooth to shift. I mean, you can't ask for more out of a minivan, honestly. This is perfect. Yeah, maneuver's great. Like, the engine transmission combo feels great. And I know this isn't, you know, super great impressions because I'm not driving out on a road, but I can tell you that it feels really good with the whole setup. Suspension's nice over the little bump. And I have driven a Carnival before, so I kind of remember how this feels. Super smooth. That's one of the nice things about, you know, multi-purpose vehicles, is they're really smooth. Got tons of space, obviously. So yeah, again, this isn't like a crazy drive, but I figured I'd do some sort of like little driving, better than nothing. Exterior wise, this looks great for a multi-purpose vehicle. Interior, same thing, feels techy. I mean, it's crazy. Like, think about, like, minivans used to just be like people movers back in the day, and now it's like this is a full-blown luxury vehicle with tons of tech. It's fun. It's great. I'm all about it. And then from a driving perspective, just like other multi-purpose vehicles, it's smooth, it's comfortable. The powertrain combo is great. And so there's a reason why the Carnival keeps getting voted by so many outlets as like the best new minivan, even though Kia doesn't call it a minivan. It does everything really good, and it's very reasonable from a price point perspective as well, especially considering today's market. That's gonna sum things up for our video on the Carnival. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Seiner Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with the Carnival. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in that next video.